A year older and a whole lot wiser, the Premier League experience had been an education for Watford and their bright young manager. But what goes up very often comes straight back down these days. And August 2007 saw the club preparing for life back in the Championship. Youth and experience were the watchwords of the summer recruitment. Joby McAnuff arrived from Palace. Matt Jackson and Mark Poom joined him in the manager's in-tray.
Hunger is the most important ingredient for me, and always has been, always will be. They have to have the right character to fit the club, because it's a demanding club and I'm a demanding guy, and I expect more than perhaps others do.
There'd be a new name on the front of Watford shirts too, as locally based electronics company Beko signed on as the club's new sponsors.
We're relatively still a new brand in the UK. We've been around since 1991 and we're growing very fast. We're building our reputation within the UK, and Watford is hugely ambitious, and just that association of being linked with a family club that's ambitious is perfect for Beko.
We've got a long season in front of us, but it's going to be an enjoyable one. It's going to be the toughest yet, I think. We look forward to working together as a team, on and off the pitch, and making sure that we get some results.
No time for any reacclimatisation in the Championship. Watford's first opponents were Wolves at Molineux.
The fixture list that we had at the start of the season certainly wasn't to do us any favours at all, really. They were tough games, as they always are in the Championship, but with the bigger teams we were playing. I think maybe one or two thought that we might struggle, and we went the opposite way, of course.
Potter. With improvisation by Jay Demerit, he wasn't sure what was around him. This is now Andy Keogh for Wolves. Watford have men back, but here is a Lifignana. Ward for Keogh. Elliott, and here is a Lifignana, and there is the opening goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've left it late in the first half, but it was worth waiting for. Well, Marlon King with a chance to bite right back, and he very nearly did. Terrific save from Hennessy. Concern here because McAnuff's in space. It's McAnuff for Watford, but the chance goes a-begging. Really should have been an equaliser. Also in the mix, but it looks like it will be Stewart. It's hit with real power. Oh, it's a beauty! Jordan Stewart with an opening day cracker for Watford, and he should have salvaged a point.
Strikes it well, and there is a deflection there. Beats Hennessy, it just loops it up over.
King hasn't given up the fight, it's Marlon King, and Hennessy forced to save at close range. Maybe Watford can really turn it on its head. Doyley, another deflection, this one rather kinder to the young Wolves goalkeeper. 30 seconds of added time left to play. McAnuff. Nervous touch up by Edwards, and this could fall for Cabba. It's Cabba for Watford, and that's a wild challenge, and it's a penalty. Goodness me, Neil Collins with the challenge, which has given Watford a real chance to steal the points here in the dying seconds. 3 points at stake with what is essentially the last kick of the game. It's King, it's in, it's a perfect penalty, and it's a perfect opening to the season for Watford. They've turned it around at Wolves.
We'd lost a lot of games in the Premiership in the last 10 minutes, and it was great that, you know, if you're going to score and win, you need to do it in the 89th and the 90th minute. We didn't quite do that, but the 85th and the 90+ minutes, with Marlon's penalty and obviously Jordan's free kick, give us the 3 points on the board, and I think that was a massive win for us away from home.
Being in that position away from home against, you know, a fellow promotion rival really, and the fact that we could turn it around and obviously get the result, I knew would stand us in good stead for the rest of the season, because it just gives you that bit of belief, and I think that's one of our traits. You know, we're not ever sort of out of games really. You know, we're never dead and buried, and we'll carry on to the end.
A lot of teams at such an early stage would have just thought possibly we had the losing habit in the Premiership. You know, is it going to continue? But that never seems to happen with us. We all seem to bounce back very well. We always seem to show good character, and that was another example. And I think that was a huge part of the great run we had at the start.
The pressure here on the Watford goal. Concentration levels at a premium. It's a header by Bromby. Good save by Mark Poole. There's still danger here. Bloom has taken position again. Eventually hooked wide, but well done by the goalkeeper. Early chance for Sheffield United. Here's McAnuff. Now Stewart. Shelby McAnuff again. Chance to shine maybe on his home debut. Neat skills and footwork. The final shot was a little weak, but a brief glimpse of what Watford fans might be able to expect. Here's Smith. This is looking dangerous now. King with a dummy. Here's Henderson. It's a searching cross towards Williamson. Terrific strike. And Watford have the lead. Lee Williamson. What a wonderful finish this was. Great ball in from Henderson. And despite the presence of two defenders, it's in. Here's Henderson. Very nearly two. Cause for thought for the manager. Or rather cheaply given away. And suddenly Watford have the chance to build from deep. It's a patient little flow of passes before eventually heading on towards Henderson, who's held off the defender but can't beat Paddy Kenny. Good save by the United goalkeeper. Excellent chance for Watford. Who's going to take this, I wonder? It looks as though Tong is going to have a go. He can certainly hit them from this distance and through the wall! Half save! Oh my word! How on earth did Tommy Smith get that away? It looked for all the money, a certain goal here, but somehow Tommy Smith got there. The ball from Shitu. There's King. He's ridden the challenge well. Williamson still going here. These are super skills. And he's beaten another, the Olays from the home crowd. If only they can find a finish here. Well, eventually, the United defence is going to get away, is it? Williamson again. An easiest shave for Kenny. But a moment of pure entertainment from Williamson.
6 points from 6, and so far so good. But there was a reality check waiting. Watford back down to earth with a bump at Leicester in match number 3.
I think we had players coming back off international, and they were just absolutely up for it. Martin Allen, I believe, had found out that he was on his way out, and it was his last hurrah. Leicester on the day got a couple of breaks and had a real goal for their manager, and we were left wanting in many areas, and it was a little wake-up call for us. Perhaps we got a little bit too complacent with the first few games that we had.
It was a bit of a slap in the face really, and it just showed if you weren't at the races against anyone in this league that you'd struggle. So I remember at the time that the manager saying it was probably a result that we could get a lot of positives from. It was just one of them games, but maybe it's what we needed at that point in time.
Watford's Carling Cup campaign had been and gone by the end of August. With the championship chase taking top priority, Adi Boothroyd delved deep into his squad for the first round tie against Gillingham. Goals from Priskin, Rinaldi and Campana ensuring progress to round 2.
Gillingham was, I remember the night well. It was a nice evening. I remember we played some great stuff, and I remember the third goal going in. It was just some great football that led up to that, and I think everyone left the Vic that night very positive, of what's coming through, and rightly so, because there is a lot of good talent coming through the younger age groups. And then, yeah, unfortunately, Southend, again, from what I remember we had chances that night, but unfortunately they were too strong for us on the night, and it obviously wasn't so good. But it was again a learning curve, you know. It was a young team that we put out, and even younger than Gillingham, from what I remember. And like I said, didn't have the desired outcome, but hopefully a few of us were taking things from that night that we'll use in our future careers.
With real power. Oh, it's a beauty!
Searching cross towards Williamson. Terrific strike, and Watford have the lead.
A smiling start to the Championship campaign, and there was a new face in the ranks too, as Nathan Ellington joined for a club record fee.
It's my first training session today, and I've enjoyed it. And just got to look at all the boys in training and stuff like that. And it's just an exciting time for me. I just can't wait to get on with it, really.
Ellington started September on the bench against Ipswich when the team were given a pre-match pep talk from the club's honorary life president, the one and only Sir Elton John.
The new lads couldn't believe it. I think they thought this sort of happened all the time. It was a great sort of pick-me-up as well, you know. It just gives you that bit of confidence, something to talk about, and something for the lads to sort of have a buzz about, really. And all these little things help, I think, towards a good team spirit, which we seem to have.
Stewart, check forward, Williamson, little header back, and Henderson with the opening goal for Watford. Darius Henderson responds to the challenge of Nathan Ellington's arrival with a very good strike. Only 6 minutes play, and Watford have the lead. Good play there by Williamson too, but a very good finish. Here's Mann. It's Tommy Smith who's wide right here. Doyley's up in support. Joby McAnuff with a flick. Henderson! Couldn't get the second. Certainly showing his sense for goal here today, though. There's King. Smith's onside. Little pull back by him towards Williamson. Didn't quite have the space to go for goal. It's not over yet, though. Here comes Smith again. Knocked away by the defence. Tigerish, though, from Smith. It's a good cross back too. Well, they've still not got it clear. Williamson. Just over. Determined attacking by Watford. Here's Ellington. It's back to Doyley. Williamson. Alex Bruce with a header away, but only as far as Tommy Smith. Smith searching for something here off the left foot. Oh, what a goal! Terrific strike by Tommy Smith. Watford have their second. Such confidence and poise here. Had a little look up and picked his spot.
Southampton were next up at the Vic, with Nathan Ellington starting alongside Marlon King. That was bad news for Darius Henderson, who found himself on the bench. 3 regular strikers, but only 2 places, was a riddle that gave manager Adi Boothroyd a welcome headache.
The huddle for Southampton. I'm not quite sure what you'd call Watford's lineup, but they're in unity, that's for sure. Turned forward by Williamson. King brought it down beautifully and feeds it into Ellington. There again we see the pace. You think these two have been playing together for months. McAnuff up against Wright. It's a good ball in again. And Smith with a chance. Great save by Davis. Williamson back in. Another wonderful save by Kelvin Davis. John. Rashak tries to get it back to Stern. John Shitter was brilliant then.
How do you get round that frame? You thought Stern John was in, but he's a man mounted.
Jordan Stewart again with the set piece. Goalkeeper's going to come for that. And it's dropped for Smith. 2 in the middle. And it's Shitu who arrives first to head Watford into the lead.
Well, there's no stopping that battering ram when he gets in those positions. He had to come over a lot of bodies there, doesn't get a good punch on it. Smith does ever so well. Hangs the ball up, and who better to be on the end of it than Shitu.
And here's Rashak with a chance. And it's a chance he takes. Southampton level just before the break. Hesitation here, lets in King. A wonderful save again, but it should have been 2-1 Watford. Henderson about to come on. He's off, Nathan Ellington. And Henderson, who scored home and away against Southampton the last time they met in the Championship a couple of seasons ago, takes his place. It's a good ball for Wright Phillips. Dyer. Killed beautifully! Oh, what a goal! Magnificent goal!
Absolutely brilliant.
Johnson forced to go back. 11 Southampton players behind the ball. But are they too deep? Doyley. It's a great cross, Henderson! Watford are level!
Well, that's where he's lethal. Patient build, lovely ball, threaded through, wrong side, puts the ball right in the perfect slot. Good strikers get on the end of those.
In it goes from Johnson. Marr back in. Henderson! He's won it for Watford with the last kick of the game. Amazing scenes.
2 goals in the 6-yard box. That's what he's on for, and that's what he's done. But you've got to be in there. You've got to gamble. You've got to expect it to drop at your feet. It does, and he finishes it really, really well.
It's all over. Watford have won again. 4 wins out of 5 for Adi Boothroyd's team. 2 goals for the substitute, Darius Henderson, who lost his place in the starting lineup to Nathan Ellington, came off the bench and reminded the manager of just why he thinks he should be in the starting 11.
To answer the gaffer in that way was really pleasing, and I think when a situation comes around like that, then there's only one way to respond, and as a striker, scoring goals is the answer.
Darius, the season that he'd had in the Premiership, I wasn't quite sure whether we were ever going to get the same player back. Obviously the move to Preston fell through, thankfully for all of us. I had other offers for him from other clubs and decided that, you know, I'd made a mistake and it was the right thing to keep him. He responded magnificently, and you know, all season he's been a real mainstay in the team, and he's been a guy that loves Watford, that loves the Watford fans, and he's certainly proved his worth.
It's going to be Adam Johnson who's having a look here to see what targets he can pick out in the middle. Cleared away by the goalkeeper. Mariappa's in there. A little turn. Demerit, and it's squeezed in. Henderson, who got the touch, I think. 3 games in a row he's scored now, and Watford have the lead. Back to Sinclair. Bank again. Nice little drop of the shoulder. Oh! That was a strike of true class from Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. It's Marr. There's Tommy Smith. Doyley. Up and high, and Henderson! And just forced wide by the goalkeeper. Here's Gunter with a throw. Sinclair with a little flick. Here's Hasselbank. He's shown his danger once today, and again! Great save by Mark Plume, and it needed to be. Johnson will swing this over. Headed away. He's Gavin Mann, little flick over. It's Henderson! 2-1 for Watford. 5 goals in 3 matches now for Darius Henderson.
As Watford continue to set the pace at the top of the table, there's been an immediate impact from midfielder Adam Johnson, who'd signed on loan from Middlesbrough.
I knew when we played them up there in the Premiership what a good player he was, and I'd been into Gareth almost after the final whistle to see if we could get him for next year. He said no, and then the phone call came. I think the reputation we have as a club for developing players has perhaps done us a world of good up there. And Adam's come down and been outstanding. He really is a player that I think can go all the way to the very top of the game. Fortunately for us, we got a real good spell out of him, and Adam was probably our best player for that period.
Camp bowling it out quickly to send Gareth Ainsworth away. He's got the better of Marm. Targets to aim for on the far side. Watford are regrouping slowly. Ainsworth to Ainsworth to score, I was going to say. How didn't it? King. And still. It's kept alive by Smith. Johnson, 1-0. It's his first goal since joining from Middlesbrough. And 4 minutes into the second half, Watford are in front at Loftus Road. Kept alive brilliantly by Smith. An inviting header, and Johnson picked his spot. Really has livened up now. Blackstock off the bar, but slammed in by Stephen Moore. The goals 8 minutes apart, and we're back where we started. Shitu's header. Wow, now that was handball surely against Culip. King meanwhile turned it goal bound, and it's off the line and eventually cleared, and Watford are seething. They believe they should have a penalty. Always anticipation that they were going to bounce straight back into the Premier League again. Henderson off the bar a second time, wonderful save, Shitu, and again Rahubka's there. Brilliant goalkeeping, and Henderson in disbelief. What are they concocting? Johnson, brilliant. Premier League quality from a Premier League player on loan here at Watford. Shitu only finds Houlihan. Southern coming in, and it took a deflection off Stewart, I think, and out for the corner. Smith. Doyley's out wide. Ellington and Smith. Oh, how did he miss it? How did he miss it? Only he'll know. A pat on the back from Rahubka. Fox with the delivery. Away by Marlon King, who was back in there. Taylor Fletcher, real chance. Goes down. Shitu's challenge. Penalty kick. No doubt in the mind of Richard Beebe. He took away his standing foot, and that is a penalty. So Houlihan from the spot, and as he did against Burnley, he's on target from the spot again for Blackpool. 1-1 at the league leaders. In towards Ellington. There's confusion in the area, a swing from King, and then off the bar by Tommy Smith. It's still not away. It is now, and Blackpool survive.
One word sums up the points return from October: perfect. 5 games, 15 points. It was harvest time for the Hornets.
We weren't knocking the ball about. However, that wasn't our style at the time. We was grinding out results, and what we was doing was working, and we was picking up the more important wins.
Doyley's throw, knock on across the face of the goal, and swept in by Darius Henderson. And his 6th goal of the season. Oh, so simple routine. Doyley, knock on at the near post. Henderson arriving. Jordan Stewart for Watford. It's not a bad ball either for King. Knocked down well for Henderson. Now Williamson, he'll have a bang, and a good save by Birch. Henderson on. Simek and King. Simek did well the first time, but King is a nuisance. And this is Gavin Mann for Watford. Jordan Stewart's cross. Henderson. And the referee has given the penalty. They were holding him down, and Andy Hall has given the penalty for the challenge on Henderson. And Marlon King, whose goals this season, number 2, both from the penalty spot, and he has the chance to double Watford's lead, and does. Simek got a bit of space to work in here. Bloom stayed on his line, and it might come for Kavanagh, and Wednesday have one back. Mann, Henderson, Johnson first time, but saved by Birch. I'm not at all sure it wasn't a bit like the one that Sheffield Wednesday scored from. The bounce wasn't quite what he wanted, but it was quite effective nonetheless. Smith, King, there's his cross. Birch hasn't got Henderson, and it's off the post and behind. Whelan, Shitu again, McAnuff, first touch is good, now for John Joe O'Toole. Through ball for McAnuff was nice, McAnuff goes on, nearly crowned it in style from Joby McAnuff.
Here's Doyley in towards the head of Johnson, in off the bar. A 3rd goal in 4 games for the on-loan Middlesbrough star. The marking was slack, and Johnson capitalised. Goodwin looking to locate the run of Taylor. Ford in support, and here is Jonathan Ford, and the equalising goal for Scunthorpe. Stewart's ball is in towards Smith, who chests the ball down well. Murphy makes a block. Henderson has seized onto the loose ball and found the back of the net, and Watford regained their lead. Good chest control from Smith initially. Murphy was able to make the block. Henderson's reactions were sharp. Here's Doyley. And King wins the duel against Butler. Henderson in support to his left, but King doesn't need him. And Watford now have a 2-goal advantage. Marlon King used his upper body strength. He could have played the ball square if he wanted. Murphy got a touch to the ball, but couldn't keep it out. And it's a little bit reckless by Lee Williamson. And the referee's reaching for his pocket. A card is coming out. It's red. And Lee Williamson's involvement in the game is over. But in today's climate, you can't really go in for challenges like that.
We are stronger for our experience last year, but it'd be easy to think that you've arrived because you've been up there, and we definitely don't think like that. I won't allow that anyway, even if that was to happen. So we have a way that we're trying to develop as a team, as a club, and I think today some of our play was outstanding. I'm delighted with it.
Mon.
That's a smashing ball for King, and Henderson's galloping up alongside, and King has broken through. Marlon King! The leaders given the lead by their talisman. A 5th goal of the season for the King of Vicarage Road. And Johnson has whipped it in. Delaney out. O'Toole! Oh, it's a fabulous hit and a very good save. Brown got a touch on that. King hadn't given it up. Turner stood in his path. Won by Elliott, set back by McPhee, and touched on for Elliott! And Stuart Elliott really feels he should have hit the target there.
An injury to Mark Poom meant a return between the posts for Richard Lee, who'd feature in all but 3 matches for the rest of the campaign. He marked his arrival with a trio of clean sheets, as Watford continued to race clear at the top of the Championship.
From memory, I didn't have masses to do again. It was a team full of confidence, and we were playing some very good stuff, and sometimes you get a run of 3-4 clean sheets and you kind of feel like you haven't done all too much. But no, it was a good time of the season, and I think from memory, I think we might have had 4 or 5 in a row that. I think we had a month of victories, so it was a very fruitful time.
Watford's form is pretty impeccable at the moment, and they're looking to press again. It's not the best of clearances. Just looking to apply a little pressure here. Oh my word, that's another slip by the defence, and suddenly there's an opportunity here. King over the top, it's Johnson! 4 goals now for Watford. He's proving to be a real hit. And Stewart. Looking towards Chateau, gets the header down. King! Oh, brilliant! Stunning second. And what a timely moment to score just before the break too. 2-0 they'll take into the lead, and that was a very good finish. Here's Stewart. Chateau who gets the header on. It's only as far as Marl. Here's Henderson, coolly done. Great strike. He's a man in form. And that was a really good, classy goal.
The Golden Boys in golden form at the top of the Championship. Can they be stopped here at Selhurst Park? It'll be Watford who will get us off and underway, looking for their 5th consecutive win. Best run since their last promotion season, their first visit here to Selhurst Park since they blew Crystal Palace away in the first leg of that playoff semi-final. Just starting to put a bit of pressure on here, Watford. Doyley. Henderson. King! Great save by Speroni, but it's come to Smith, and they have the breakthrough. Tommy Smith for Watford.
Great downward header. King intelligently tries to put it back. Speroni does well. And Tommy Smith, what he concentrates on is hitting the target.
Eddie Boothroyd coming here to South London, hoping for his 50th win as Watford manager. Tommy Smith. Hills comes away with it, but he's given it away. Lloyd Doyley, a very dangerous ploy. Henderson left it, but gets the chance to get his shot away. Now Marlon King, very nearly perfectly placed it in that top corner. Johnson. Terrific, mazy run by Johnson, and Marlon King, 2-0. Made by Johnson, finished by King. 5 scoring games in a row for Marlon King. And Watford should be home and host.
Terrific run, it's direct, positive. Should have closed him down there, didn't. Pay the price.
Chateau dusts himself down to take the free kick. We are top of the league, the chant from the Watford supporters, and they are 6 points clear now after Eddie Boothroyd's side come here to Selhurst Park and condemn Neil Warnock's Crystal Palace to their 2nd consecutive defeat here
We had a real belief. We worked very, very hard. We were strong, we were quick, and we had players with guile that could open up games when they were tight, like Adam Johnson, and create for others. You know, looking back on it, the whole of the league were afraid of Watford.
There were talks of maybe getting promotion really early because we hadn't seen any signs that we was going to falter. We was overpowering teams and was pretty much coming up to the half-time marker and pretty much played everyone. We was unbeaten at home, and then the West Brom game, the wheels fell off.
West Brom didn't have a particularly good away record at the time, and we fancied ourselves strongly. We were the best team, we were the top by 6 points, and they came to prove a point, and they ended up going away with 3, and you can't say any other than that's exactly what they deserved on the day. From our point of view, I was disappointed because I think if we could have perhaps got a result there, that would have put down an even bigger marker, because obviously West Brom from the start were the favourites, and understandably so, and they've gone on to win it.
That was a big loss for us, I think, that day. That had probably more than just 3 points on the day. You know, it dented our confidence a bit, and I think everyone saw that we weren't going to run away with the league.
Chance to break clear here. This is good ground being made by Smith. It's Doyley. Good ball in, Henderson unmarked. Slides it in, his 9th of the season. And a comparatively simple finish too. And look, not a single defender near him, and he's onside. Adam Johnson with a corner, the header just about goes in. Adrian Mariappa, and David Marshall couldn't keep it out. The goalkeeper will not want to see that too often. This is Cureton. Across it goes to Croft. And suddenly Norwich are applying a little pressure now. They want it back quickly. Good pressure from Henderson. It's flipped away. Doyley just flicks it in now. Williamson towards King. King! Surely that's enough now for Watford to condemn Norwich to defeat. And life at the foot of the table. They harried and hassled and got that ball back, and Marlon King made it count.
I think that result more than anything pleased me, because at that stage of the season you've had such a good run, and you look at things and you think, well, what are they going to do now? But on the night at Norwich we were excellent again.
If I can remember rightly, again, that was probably one of the best games we've played all season in terms of passing the ball and being a real threat when we was attacking. So a real pleasing 3 points there.
We fully deserved the 3-1 win that we got. And that for me, that day or that night was like, good, we're back on track, and now we can go and get some more results.
Johnson. Right, got in! Tight angle, but a brilliant strike, and Colchester are flattened. And it's a really super goal from a really acute angle as well. Yates. He's the creative. Is Jackson, another ex-Tottenham man. Jackson again. This is it. And the opportunity, it's the woodwork. And the second time he's in. And Colchester United are level. And it's Clyde Platt's goal. This is Watson. Is it? And they didn't pick Lisby up. A chance is in the net. And within a minute of the second half, Colchester lead by 2-1. King did well against Baldwin. Johnson. Still going in, goes down. Penalty, says the referee. Neil Swarbrick was no more than 3 yards away. Johnson down under the challenge. And he pointed straight to the penalty spot. It's King against Gherkin. And it's a poor penalty. And Gherkin has made the save with ease. Doyley for Watford. Tommy Smith rode his luck against Johnny Jackson. Smith, there's a really good cross. Is it? It's Williamson. And King, it's in! And this time they are level at 2-2. A cracker from Marlon King. And the penalty miss is forgotten. And it's a real good goal, this one. Williamson the first time. Now look at that. The bounce down over Gherkin. And now it's game on. Way by Shittu. And now Henderson. And suddenly it's 4-on-4. Tommy Smith is going inside him. And in platform 1 on the far side is Johnson. Here's the opportunity for Smith across the face of the goal. And off the woodwork by Lee Williamson. And that was a really wonderful move.
Just over half an hour. Free kicks floated in. It reaches Howard, who drills it in. The Barnsley skipper. Well, he's being advised to celebrate with a bit more gusto, and why not? Macken tussling away. Now Campbell-Rice and Devaney! The former Watford man with a wonderful goal. Williamson takes. Shittu! Yes! Watford back in it within 3 minutes. It's a terrific response. It's his second goal of the campaign. Marlon King. And now Tommy Smith. It's a teasing ball. Shittu! 2-2. He's on a hat-trick now, the big centre-half. Look at the smile. 2-0 down, now 2-2, and it's not even half-time yet. De Silva floats it in, and Lee... Well, the goal stands. Lee is incensed. It'll probably go down as an own goal.
Watford was still top of the table, but the Hornets faithful had now waited over a month to cheer their team to victory at the Vic. It was a wait that would continue until the new year. Burnley, the latest visiting team to leave with maximum points.
I think to have a sort of a fortress at home and make it very hard for teams to come in, a lot of the time you win the game before you even go out. And for teams to come here and to sort of feel they've got a good chance of winning and to have confidence, and it just sort of seemed to keep building. And we found it very tough to get a good run at home, and it was disappointing, but it was something baffling really and frustrating at the same time. And you know, I did feel sorry for the fans for a lot of it, because the performances we were putting in on the road, and then we would come home and just not match that at all. So it must have been very frustrating for them to watch.
Don't have to fill in at the left-back role recently against Leicester in the home defeat. And this is a real chance. Ivan Sproul is in behind. Terrific save by Mark Poon. Bristol City thought that they had done enough to take the lead. This is well worked. Henderson has picked out King. Marlon King! Oh, it's back off the post. McAnuff! Saved by Basso and again, and they've cleared it away. Here's Smith. Oh, Marlon King, he's got away from his shackles at the moment. King, what power, but it's side netting via post. Here's Trundle. And he's certainly someone who can make something out of nothing. Fontaine into the right area for Shawani! The former Luton Town man puts Watford behind. Basso clawed off the head, in by Demirit, and the Watford have the equaliser. John Joe O'Toole in the nick of time.
Bad fist, bad punch, good header there first, better second header. And what a story that is for young John Joe O'Toole.
Here is O'Toole. Marlon King. Just ahead of O'Toole, and it's over. Lee Williamson couldn't keep it down. And O'Toole. Ellington. McAnuff's touch. King couldn't get there. The long leg of Jamie McComb did the defensive work for Bristol City. It's McIndoe to do the attacking. A helping hand from Trundle. They've got men forward here, Bristol City. Trundle, great ball in. And good piece of goalkeeping by Poom. It's come to Cole Scouse. Dug out again, and Byfield! Would you believe it? Darren Byfield off the bench to win it for Bristol City.
He's well over the time, the referee, isn't he?
Great jump by Danny Shetu. Marlon King! Well, that was the chance. That was the chance for Watford.
Not the easiest of periods for Adi Boothroyd, but the emergence of 19-year-old John Joe O'Toole, confirmed by his first goal for the club, was definitely a bright spot.
An unassuming character, looks a bit like Dougal from the Magic Roundabout with that haircut he's got. He's a game boy and he wants to learn, he wants to get better, and he's got no fear. And I remember one of his first days training with the pros, he booted Marlon King up in the air, and I was so proud of him for doing that. Because Marlon thought he was, he'd arrived and he was the main man, and John Joe put him on his backside and picked him up again. And I thought then that they're exactly the sort of people I want around me, because they got no fear.
There's Mark Yates to deliver. It's a real scramble, a real ping-pong before Platt turns it in. Early goal for Colchester. Early troubles for Watford. It's going to be Ella Kobe, we promise you, who takes this. Get it back in, Poom with a save. Still a scramble. Same result as earlier. Matt Connolly this time. Makes it 2-0. Rather dangerous at the moment here for Watford. Looking to get it away. Eventually, clearance provided by Tommy Smith. Oh, and there's a chance here as well. Marlon King has support, but King by himself. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And Watford are back in it. Took it down very calmly. Smith with a throw. Here's Doyley. It's gone full circle. Williamson. Priskin. Doyley again. Here's Smith. Searching. O'Toole! 2-2. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Watford to bring it level, and 2 goals in 2 games now for O'Toole. What a fight back by Watford. Well, having been dead and buried, can Watford produce something here? King! His shot is blocked away, but it's wide now to Smith. Smith with a good deep cross again, and Priskin! Thomas Priskin makes it 3-2. The comeback complete for Watford. 2-0 down, and yet somehow they might yet snatch something from this game.
An outstanding comeback, and despite their worst run of results so far, the Hornets still sat 4 points clear at the top of the championship table.
That just shows how good we were, you know, from there to Christmas, from the start of the season. You know, our away form all season's been unbelievable, really. Such a hard league to go and get results away from home, but we've shown that, you know, we're more than capable of doing that, and obviously it's a big factor of why we were where we were. You know, if our home form was better, we would have walked the league, really, simple as that.
Hugh, the makeshift midfielder, has one good ball here for Stoke City. Sidibe getting the better of Demerit. It's a good cutback. Follow-up denied by a brilliant save from Lee. Sadly, he wants to continue the week of recovery after those 3 back-to-back defeats, 2 of them at home as well. A little bit of space here for Jordan Stewart. He possesses a very strong left foot on it. Uses it to stroke it out to Joby McAnuff. McAnuff took a deflection. That might help out Smith. He'll get another go here. And Tommy Smith puts it wide. Parkin finds Cresswell. Fuller waits in the middle. Cresswell might not need him, and at full stretch, Lee turns it behind. Another great man there, Gordon Banks, just sitting behind the Sheffield Wednesday manager Brian Laws. Oh, here's Fuller, he's got him behind, this could be the winner, but Lee to the rescue.
He just hesitates, or eventually the big clearance. Well won by O'Toole, and nicely played as well by O'Toole, and here's Smith on this left-hand side. Has support, he can cut back in, and O'Toole got there with a header. Not far over. Doyle. Smith to King. This is sharp passing by Watford. Somehow Smith has continued the run and has won the ball here and tries to bend one in. Oh! A header by Priskin, but for all the money again, it looks as though that was bending in from Tommy Smith. Demerit wants to get on with things here, just try and lift the tempo a little. Tommy Smith's header is half away. Here comes Francis. Back to Smith. King. Here's Francis on a shot! Good save. Excellent goalkeeping. There's a chance here because Hales has got room on the right-hand side. These are nervous moments, and Norris! David Norris in the last minute might just have won it for Plymouth.
Al Bangura's victory in his fight to remain in Britain was arguably one of the most important results of the season for Watford. Facing work permit problems, the young footballer who'd just become a father felt the full force of support from the whole of the Watford family.
You know, it had an effect on everyone, really, because having just become a father as well, you know, everyone with kids will know that you want your best for your kids, and to possibly either be taken out of the country away from your first child or then go with you, you know, to a country that possibly was going to be dangerous, then, you know, everyone, footballer or not, you've got to have compassion for that. It was the biggest thing of the day rather than the football. So, you know, I think it did have a bit of an adverse effect for a little while, but, you know, that's what we needed to do at the time. But we got the result we wanted for him, and I don't think anyone would take that back for the amount of effort that was put in.
There's a good noise inside Hillsborough. But hoping to silence them a little, maybe. Francis plays it forward towards Ellington. It's a good run made here by McAnuff, and Joby McAnuff. His first goal for Watford. And the 3 men left out of the last game, Francis, Ellington and McAnuff, all involved in their opening goal. The engine started. 4 defenders there, but McAnuff found a way between them all. Here's O'Brien. Oh, he's somehow found a way in through Jada Merritt. Watson slipped, and then Marcus Tudgay just hitting fresh air rather than the ball. It's a real battle going on here, but it's Watson. Nice skills as well. Tudgay from a long way out. And Richard Lead as well to get down and make the save.
The goal against Sheffield Wednesday was a big boost personally. And you know, it just probably gave me that bit more, I wouldn't say confidence, I'm always confident, but it just gives you that little lift to go out there and perform. And you know, I was happy with the performance I was giving, and obviously I was confident enough that if I kept performing at that level, I'd stay in the team.
Still some defending to do for Watford from the corner. As Johnson comes in, and Johnson scored! 4th of the season for Roger Johnson. Stewart's cross. Header is down by Demerit. Fatu was Jackson. Stewart again. This time looking for Ellington. Smith helps it on. Demerit! It's 1-1. Jay Demerit brings some American cheer to Boxing Day. And Watford are back on level terms. Johnson's free kick. Ledley beaten by Doyley. Francis. Oof. Not the best of bounces off of Williamson. It's Whittingham. Oh! It's 2-1. And Watford again, the architects of their own downfall. Jordan Stewart. Dealt with comfortably by Louvens. Doyley back in, Henderson's in the mix. It's a Cardiff head that gets there first. Williamson for Shittu. Down goes Johnson. It's all over the place. Up in the air from Darren Purse. Back in by Shittu. Back out. Siege on the Cardiff penalty area. Out by Louvens. Shittu. Was that handball? Referee says no. Doyley. Again, 2 Cardiff players go for the same ball. Here's Ellington. McAnuff. Joby McAnuff. Oh, good save, Schmeichel. Williamson. Demerit. Bouncing around. Shot comes in. It's in! Oh, what a goal from Joby McAnuff! Oh, my word. What a finish. What a finish. You won't see a better one than that. And Joby McAnuff produces Christmas cheer at last at Vicarage Road.
Here's Doyley. McAnuff on the right. Here's McAnuff. In form at the moment. Looking for Ellington. Well, he had an opportunity, no power on the header. Fine cross delivered by Joby McAnuff, and Ellington getting an early opportunity. Chance now maybe for Blackstock. Is that going to be a penalty? It's been given, brought down, and there is an early penalty for Queen's Park Rangers. Rowlands for Queen's Park Rangers, and it's there. Beautifully struck penalty. Rowlands again. And it's there, 2-0. It's the big defender, Damien Stewart. Ainsworth looking for Blackstock. Demerit getting in there first. Danger not cleared yet. Rowlands. And here is the youngster Balanta for Rowlands, and it's there, 3-0! 3-0 for Queen's Park Rangers, and this is the stuff of dreams for the Londoners. What can Watford do with this? This is Tommy Smith. Back to Doyley. Early cross. And the knock-on by Francis. Appeals from the crowd for handball, but none of the Watford players. The shot in the end coming in, and off the post. It was Williamson who struck that one. And then off the line, but it's in. It's a goal back. It is a goal back for Watford. Francis in there, and he cannot believe it. Lee Camp, how on earth did that wind its way through? King protesting that he was being held. Francis the knock forward. And onto the wide outside, Smith with the cross. Here's Stewart. Henderson. King! Just over. Shitu's header clear, but only coming as far as Rowlands. Now a chance for number 4. Bazaki. It's there! 4th goal for Queen's Park Rangers. Long throw looking for Henderson. And there was King looking for Henderson. A chance to get one back, and it's back. It's 1 goal to the good now for Watford. 4-2, and Danny Shitu it is.
The QPR game was a real low point. We started off great and complete control, and they have 2 attacks, and I think one was a penalty and one was a bad goal to give away. We're 2-0 down, having been cruising, and I just felt that happened quite a lot at home. Often it is a very fine line between winning and drawing and losing, and we couldn't quite get the right line, and we seemed to struggle a bit.
Here's King. Now McAnuff in a good crossing position. It's aimed in towards Darius Henderson. It's looping, and Kelvin Davis had to make the save to keep the score at 0-0. Looks like we'll be heading into the interval goalless, but there's still time as Shitu's long ball is being pursued by Henderson. King out wide to Smith. What to aim for in the middle. And the break here for Damian Francis. Ring out the old, ring in the new. The first Watford goal of 2008. It was created by Tommy Smith's willingness to take on his man and cross into the centre. Henderson couldn't reach it. Francis certainly could. The ball aimed towards Henderson. King. And now McAnuff to run at the Southampton defence, and one that's halted by Safri, and the referee awards Watford the free kick, much to Safri's annoyance. And he caught McAnuff's right foot. Marlon King will take the free kick, and he finds the back of the net as well. Goal number 11 of the campaign for Marlon King. Up over the wall, Davies got a touch, but the net's bulging. Francis, Henderson, Francis again. Maybe a shooting chance here for Henderson. In. 3-0 Watford. And Darius Henderson takes his personal goal-scoring tally to 8. He had room to chest the ball down, and that really is a strong left-footed finish. What a great start to 2008.
There was relief all round Vicarage Road when Watford recorded their first home win since October to book a place in the 4th round of the FA Cup. A double from Dan Shitu completed a 2-0 win over Crystal Palace. 2 identical goals in either half of the match made it played 1-1 at the Vic in 2008. On the back of the championship win at Southampton on New Year's Day, the manager sensed better times ahead.
Has been tough at Vicarage Road for you recently. How does it feel to win a home game?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. We've been unbeaten at home all year. So, very happy. You know, I don't think some of the fans could believe it, some of the chants at the end, but it was a hard-fought game. I thought we turned a corner against Southampton away. And now we've just got to make sure that we take the good feeling, the good work and the terrific performance into our game against Preston.
But there was another dead end waiting round the next corner against Preston at Deepdale. Not for the last time Watford failed to take advantage of the Lions' share of the chances. And after dominating for long spells of the match, Neil Mellor's pinball winner sent the Hornets home empty-handed.
We were very disappointed we didn't win. To come away with absolutely nothing was even more disappointing. I can remember actually having a great chance and should have scored. Unfortunately for me and the team, I didn't put the chance away and we paid the price.
January transfer talk was dominated by the future of Marlon King, Watford's leading scorer, eventually securing a move back to the Premier League with Wigan Athletic.
He's been a great servant to the club, but when you're a guy that was in prison only a few years ago and gets his career back on track, and he's got people in his ear offering him thousands and thousands of pounds a week, you can understand why it might turn somebody's head. So, unfortunately, and understandably as well, in Marlon's case, because he's a good lad, his head was turned by money, and I guess any of us that are put in that position would have to ask that question. I don't want a player that's unhappy at the club, and I think it was the right thing to move him on.
It was goodbye to Gavin Mahon, who was released by Adi Boothroyd. Another significant loss offset by the arrival of Lee Bromby, Collins John, Matt Sadler and John Eustace. The midfielder had been the spearhead of Stoke's own promotion push, but was persuaded to move to Watford by the long-term prospects at Vicarage Road.
I think seeing interviews with the manager, seeing the squad that Watford had got, seeing the signings that they'd made before me coming, and just seeing the training ground and how the stadium's going to develop, it was an exciting time, and as soon as I found all that out, you know, I wanted to come.
With the wheeling and dealing complete for another season, it was time for everyone at the club, old and new, to pull together to try and rediscover the early season form that had proved so elusive for the last 2 months.
Here's Tommy Smith, able to get his cross away over Henderson. McAnuff keeps it alive, and over by Damien Francis. Clever ball again to release Hollands round from midfield. He's put it in the area. It's inviting. It should have been 1-0. How did Ambrose miss that? Here's Varney, good cut back for Darren Ambrose. Great Charlton move, and a terrific Watford save from Richard Lee. Henderson did well to hold off the challenge of Hugo. Richards here, Nathan Ellington! The long, long wait is over for Nathan Ellington. A first goal in the Watford colours, and the home side lead.
Henderson does really well here, comes through to him, and he just cushions it in.
Zengzi, Ambrose. It's opening up for Darren Ambrose here. Oh yes! A belter from Darren Ambrose, which Lee could only parry in, and parity for Watford against Charlton.
Callum Davenport's brief loan spell at Vicarage Road was ended by a horrifying injury. less than an hour into the match against Charlton. The defender returning to West Ham after just one appearance.
Thankfully he's okay and he will play again. But those were testing times then, and I'm delighted to say that because of the staff that we've got, the medical team led by Andy Rolls, that we managed to save him from paralysis.
On a brighter note, the Duke was finally off the mark. Nathan Ellington back amongst the goals with his first strike in Watford colours.
He's a terrific player and a wonderful talent, and when you work with him every day, you know that he's got goals in him. Unfortunately, he can point to me and say, well, you've not given me a run in the team. And it'd be fair to say that. He's been limited to a few appearances and substitutions, and as a footballer you want to play, so I can totally understand what he might say to me, but I think overall, you know, we perhaps could have got a bit more out of him.
Wolves were the visitors in the fourth round of the FA Cup, and another afternoon to forget at Vicarage Road. The visitors putting an emphatic block on Watford's Wembley dreams.
I was disappointed because I expected a lot better. I wanted to go and have a cup run. We got to the semi-finals a year before. And you know, at the same time I thought that players needed to be rested. It's a very long season, and at that stage you just think, well, let's just leave something in the tank until we get to March and April. I don't want to have a load of players where the lights have gone out. So I thought it was the right thing to do, but I was, you know, disappointed with the result.
John Joe O'Toole was again on the mark for the Hornets, but Andy Keogh's second goal of the game completed a comprehensive win for Wolves.
Sheffield United being forced backwards here. Good harrying by Watford. Here's Cabot. Oh, that's nice. Oh, the assistant is flagging, but the referee says play on. Williamson back to Ellington, who's going to have a go! How did he get that one through? Two defenders and a goalkeeper to beat. And somehow he found the corner. Testament to all the hard work here. Watford with the finish. There's Cabot. That's a very good ball to pick out Tommy Smith. Cabot's working hard here to get into the penalty area as well, having started the move. And the shot well saved by Kenny. Well played there by Steve Cabot. Very Speed is looking to reach the middle of the penalty area if he can. A little flicked header on, and Carney will finish. Heartbreak for Watford. It's 1-1.
Just 7 days after that FA Cup mauling, Wolves were back at the Vic for a championship fixture. Watford, remember, hadn't won at home in the league since the middle of October, but it was the start of a run that would send them back to the championship summit.
The game against Wolves, we needed to give our own fans something to shout about. It was on the television, and there was one or two questions about whether we were wobbling at that stage.
Long throw going a long way there, and there's a chance straight away, and there's a goal straight away, and it's Steve Cabot with his first goal for nearly 2 years. Wolves went to sleep, Cabot took advantage. Lee Bromby, it's his long throw, a new weapon for Watford that sets it up.
It comes a long, long way, and everybody just switches off. Cabot's by himself.
Into the wall, still bouncing around dangerously in there though. Henry didn't really get it away, and O'Toole, his shot goes just wide. Sattler with the corner kick, and deflected in as well. Watford are 2-0 up now.
Great movement by Ellington, gets the touch, and that is off.
Smith, I think it was.
It's Tommy Smith.
Flicked on by Henderson. Smith through here to chance to make it 3-0, and he has, no doubt about that one. Tommy Smith, and Watford are definitely collecting points here. Concentration, and Smith has to make his mind up now and slots it right between Hennessy's legs. That's a confident finish, confident player, and that seems to have wrapped it up.
There's the final whistle. The home hoodoo is over for Watford. Their first victory at Vicarage Road in the Championship since October the 20th. It's Watford 3, they're back into second place, Wolves 0.
Tommy, in the Premiership, I thought he was one of our best players. Ben Foster got the award for the Player of the Year, but Tommy was right up there with him. And then this season, he's played in a couple of positions for me, and he's been absolutely outstanding. Every time he gets the ball, you expect a cross, you expect a shot, an end product from him. And very often, you know, he's one of those unsung heroes that makes so many goals for others. But he's been brilliant this year.
I felt over the last sort of 2-3 seasons that my consistency levels have been getting better and better, and that's something I've been delighted with. So again this season, to feel like I've played consistently well throughout the season has been great. I probably need more goals really. I had a target in mind that I didn't reach, and I've been at this level scoring regularly in double figures, so you know it's been great to have got that this season, but something I can improve on for next year.
Matt Sadler deliberating before delivering in to Tommy Smith. 2 goals last week against Wolves, another today. He also scored against Ipswich back in September. He's done it again. One for Lee to chase, and it's off the bar. Well, Richard Lee could do nothing except turn, watch and hope. That's a nice combination of passes, and finally Tommy Smith with a chance to deliver. Stewart, Henderson misses, but Ellington doesn't. It's 2-0 Watford, and this unbeaten record that Ipswich Town have, dating back all the way to March 2007, is in serious jeopardy now. De Vos and Walters. 20 minutes to go, and Ipswich halve the deficit.
I'm very pleased with the result. It was a hard-fought win, and Ipswich are a very good side, and I knew it would be difficult, and thankfully we scored at the right time and managed to ride our luck as well. So thrilled with the points, considering the home form and the record here. It's an amazing record and the great job Jim's doing. So we're happy just to get out with the points, to be honest.
Watford's sense at the moment, they might have a few chances here. Ainsworth, good ball in, only Henderson in the middle. He got up well for it, it might come for O'Toole, it still might, and it's just wide of target, and the goalkeeper got the last touch. Ellington. McAnuff uses that extra yard of pace. McAnuff still goes on. Opportunity, and Henderson misses it. And it's gone for a corner. It got a deflection. Target was Shitu. Away by Leicester. And suddenly it breaks for Campbell. Clemens is going outside him. O'Toole was pulling his shirt. He looks towards the referee. It's red. He has sent him off on the word of his assistant Andy Penn, and John Joe O'Toole has been sent off. Sadler will take. Olnick waited with Henderson. Opportunity may be driven by Bromby and Henderson, and Watford have scored right on the stroke of half-time, and the 10-men lead by 1-0. And it was a goal, really, their first half dominance deserved. Ball knocked back in. Olnick came for it with Henderson. Olnick punched it back in by Brondby, and Darius Henderson from close range makes it 1-0. It's done really well, but in the end, the Leicester players between them clear it, only for Bromby. Back in, Henderson. Now he's onside here, McAnuff, but there is no one in the middle. McAnuff still goes, and the goalkeeper's made the save, and that is a corner. Impish skill by Joby McAnuff.
3 wins out of 3, and with the battle for promotion continuing to be one of the tightest ever, Watford were back on top of the Championship table.
It's all looking great again. Away at Ipswich, you know, I was the only team to have won there. The one at Leicester was a big night. You know, down to 10 men, and everything seemed to be going against us. But we've really ground something out. It just shows the kind of spirit within the team and the club that we could do that. You know, unfortunately after that it didn't. You know, it obviously didn't carry on quite at the same rate.
Charlton looking to bring it away here. Here's Zhengji. Looked down by Andy Gray and finished by Darren Ambrose. Quarter of an hour played. Charlton lead 1-0. Here's Lloyd Sam. Still going and has managed to pick up Greg Holford here. Oh dear! Danny Shitter into his own goal. A lunging challenge that ends in bitter disappointment. Here's Smith. Nice play and holds it up, but O'Toole! Watford have one back. And the substitute has lifted spirits. Tommy Smith with the perfect delivery and well read by O'Toole. Well, a chance here 2 minutes after getting back into the game to maybe force an equaliser. Shitter headed in! 2-2! No lack of spirit in this side. Down and out, but back in the game. Shitter's header.
Brown, Sedgwick, and McKenna will hit against the woodwork. Hit with real venom, but now suddenly it goes from one end to the other. McAnuff with Ellington outside it. He's made a really good break here, Ellington. And he puts it over the top. Eustace did well. Smith now from Ellington. Mariappa outside him. Smith goes on. Still goes on. Cross was long. Comes for McAnuff. Got the chance to service it back in. Tries his luck to save Lonergan. McAnuff takes. Lonergan didn't get Shitter! And in the end, it is cleared from under the bar. Well, my initial reaction was it was going wide, but Preston enjoy a real let-off. Shitter, hands on his head, he can't believe it didn't go in either. Mariappa takes. Eustace looks for McAnuff. Judged it right, kept it in play. Got 2 men round him. Beautifully done by McAnuff. Real opportunity, and O'Toole's put it over. Malla, right away across the face of the goal. Here's Whaley, deflected back in. Brown, McKenna, Chaplow, and in the end it's gone wide for a corner off Richard Lee, I think.
Looks to Lee, but underhits the back pass. McCann's in here, surely from Akinbaye, no! No wonder he puts his hands on his head. That really was a gilt-edged opportunity. Bromby and Lee in all sorts of trouble. Akinbaye should really have scored. Look at the spin on the McAnuff corner, and Henderson's header! 1-0 Watford. And Darius Henderson takes his goals tally into double figures, 10 for the season. Look at the delivery. All it needed was a firm head. Henderson provides. Smith. Ellington. Henderson in support. Back towards Ellington. And a shooting chance here for McAnuff. It's not far away. There's Andrew Cole with a clever little touch, and Robbie Blake! His 50th goal in the league for Burnley, and a leveller with 17 minutes left for play. Whipped in by McAnuff. And here's Jordan Stewart, and the substitute makes an immediate impact. He's only been on the field for a couple of minutes, and he's put Watford back in front again. He hasn't scored since the opening day of the season. There was plenty of work to do, lots of bodies between himself and goal, but he found the top corner. Only looking for another equalising goal. Alexander pumps the ball in. Here's Harley Ford from left back. Maybe a chance here for Wade Elliott, and Robbie Blake in off the post. And Burnley have come back for a second time.
This is Mariappa. Smith. Done well to the byline as well. Cross comes right in, and a big opportunity goes begging by Nathan Ellington. Marshall waits and pays the penalty as Dan Shitu arrives to put them into the lead. Straight from the corner. Marshall, I think, made the wrong choice. Dan Shitu made the right choice. O'Toole, nice control. Thought it might open up for McAnuff. Now there's an opportunity for McAnuff. Marshall only parried. Corner results. Bertrand takes, Dion Dublin. Two bad misses he had in the first couple of minutes of this second half. Fotheringham for Norwich. Croft is wide right. Croft cuts inside Jordan Stewart. Opportunity for Curitan! That's an absolute beauty! It's an absolute beauty by Jamie Curitan, and Norwich City are level.
Watford were right in the middle of a run of 7 consecutive draws. Still within striking distance, but failing to turn 1 point into 3 was a recurring nightmare.
When you look at the teams, we dropped points to the Norwiches and the Prestons. We dominated the games for long periods of it without taking our chances, and we went away to Bristol, then we played Stoke, and we've had chances again to win. They're all tight games in this league, you know, and if you're going to get promoted out of it, you do need to defend very well, but also take your chances when you give them.
Good save from Richard Lee. Cracking shot from Marvin Elliott. Here's Henderson. Tommy Smith is making a little run here, and Henderson's picked him out cleverly here. Into the box, and down he goes, and penalty for Watford. Well, they can complain all they like. The referee's not going to change his decision here. The contact might have been minimal. Henderson to take, and Basso saved it, went early and recovered well with a very good save with the right arm. McAnuff will have to chase here. Finds himself a bit of time. Oh, that was classy stuff from O'Toole, just wide.
It was a really frustrating period, you know, but as I say, we were dominating them games. It's not as if we were coming away
You know, thinking, God, we were lucky to get a draw there. You know, we were dominating them games without getting what we really deserved.
Eustace. No doubt Watford had bossed the first 21 minutes, but nothing to show as far as the scoreline's concerned. Here's McAnuff, out by Rigger. Griffin should have time to clear. Cresswell. Ooh. That's going to be a card. It's a red card. Well, John Eustace has been red carded against his own club with 21 minutes gone. We said Rob Stiles was a controversial character, and that is a moment of high controversy here at Vicarage Road. It was a straight red card. Eustace in on Cresswell, the boot was high, but the referee decided that was good enough for red. Chateau couldn't control it. Griffin will come out to face him. McAnuff. Cresswell, the defender. McAnuff. Now you see him, now you don't. Collins John over the top. Oh. Well, the crowd's reaction said a lot about that. But meanwhile, play goes on. Ricardo Fuller's done well, good save. Richard Lee. Demerit. Good possession for Watford. Got to create something from it, though. Henderson. And in the end, well, Rigger taking evasive action when he didn't need to. O'Toole keeps it in. He switched off there, Chris Rigger. O'Toole under challenge from Griffin. And what a great opportunity for the 10 men. Henderson, 12 goals this season. Well, 13. Be unlucky for Stoke City. Here he comes. Oh, great save. And Darius Henderson puts his hands on his head. He's missed 2 in 4 days. Not too much movement. And there is now. As Nash comes out, misses it. In by Shitu and out by Danny Pugh. McAnuff. Still Joby McAnuff. Oh. McAnuff. Shitu's on the far post. Volleys in from Tommy Smith and over the top.
A couple of those draws, there was a couple of missed penalties from myself. Having not missed a penalty for 10 years and then missing 2 in a week, very disappointing. And I felt responsible for especially those 2 games. Like before both penalties, I never felt like I was going to miss them. I felt really confident. It just wasn't to be, and it might seem easy to say that, it just wasn't. I felt confident going into both penalties. It just wasn't good enough penalties.
Anderson eventually getting it clear as far as Easter. Little knockdown for Fella. Now the flag has stayed down. This is Jermaine Easter. Easter with a chance here. Well, the breakaway does it for Argyle. And Jermaine Easter has got a vital goal. Watford looking to hit back. This is Lee Williamson. It's into the top corner. And Argyle's lead was short-lived. Well, Williamson with a perfectly flighted free kick, giving Luke McCormick no chance at all. This is Demerit, lifting it high towards Shitu, who'd stayed forward, and he's always a threat when he gets forward, Danny Shitu. 9 goals already this season.
So an early free kick, which Marnie floats in, and Turner heads beyond the outstretched fingers of Lee, and Watford are behind inside, what, 45 seconds? A real test of character against one of the informed sides, if not the informed side in the country, really. Marnie's ball in, Windass. And Campbell! 2-0! What a start for Hull City. And another goal for this talented Manchester United youngster on loan. Here's Sadler. They can just build a platform, maybe. Williamson, he's still going. Good block by Myhill. Best chance Watford have had. And it was all down to the determination of Williamson. And in fairness, it was a decent save. Marnie getting the better of Smith. Campbell on towards Folan. The race is on. Bromby is beaten to it. And Folan has his third goal in successive matches. And didn't he enjoy it? 3 points for Hull. 3 goals for Hull.
Now, from their position at the heart of the professional game, the Football League can make a genuine difference to the lives of hundreds of thousands of people from their local area. Through their community programmes, Football League clubs touch the lives of more than 1.4 million people every year. Recently, a new body called the Football League Trust has been launched to assist this collective effort, so that clubs can build on their already impressive contribution that they're making to the towns and cities that they represent. This next award recognises the standard bearers in this increasingly important area.
Jeff, the winner is Watford.
The other group are going to be doing player research with me. Next week we are going to be interviewing a player. All right?
The Community Sports and Education Trust was created as an independent charitable trust to drive forward the work of the football club. And this football club in particular has a fantastic reputation as a family and community club, and that's built on the work of Graham Taylor from kind of 20 years ago. And what we're trying to do as a trust is really develop that.
Looking at the ICT one, I want you to choose a particular area within ICT that you want to concentrate.
We think as a club it's our heartbeat. Our local community is where we are a family club. We put a big emphasis on the players going out into the community and making sure that they're doing their work there.
Well, there's a whole range of projects the Learning Centre offers. Playing for Success is one of those projects, but they also link in with some of the projects that we run through the Trust, such as our social inclusion projects. For example, we have a Positive Futures programme, which is a mixture of coaching, which we do, but it's also then bringing youngsters into the Education Centre, the Learning Centre here, to then look at other areas where we can improve perhaps their education side. That might be numeracy, literacy, ICT type skills. It's about us making a positive difference for local people, predominantly young people, but for local people as a whole, and to make sure that through our committed staff we are able to make that difference.
Please welcome from Watford the Chief Executive Officer, Mark Ashton. Mark, congratulations. Some of these initiatives are great, but how difficult is it to get the first team involved?
Watford, we're very fortunate. We have a very supportive manager, we have a very supportive staff, and this award is really on behalf of the team, both on and off the pitch, who we're extremely proud of. It's just fantastic, delighted.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wicks Community Club of the Year is Watford.
Doyley. Tommy Smith now. A little bit of space opens up for the shot, and it's gone in! Nathan Ellington has put Watford in front. A goal out of nowhere after just 6 minutes. Tommy Smith could provide that. Cabot, Ellington, Smith, all along the edge of the 18-yard area. Williamson and O'Toole just outside. Sadler's kick is over all of them, though. And Elliott Ward, Williamson, who done back intelligently, and here is Williamson, and here is Tommy Smith. Oh, he should have done better. Fox, Hughes, Doyle. Space appearing now for the Sky Blues, didn't exist in the first half. Gray's cross is not a bad one, coming in on the far post is Leon Best, and it's 1-1. Ellington beats down to it. Oh, Fox has missed it. Here's Tommy Smith, and it's in. Watford back in front through Tommy Smith. And how important could that be? With 10 minutes left, it's Watford 2, Coventry 1.
5 games to go in the Championship campaign, and a win against Barnsley would send Watford back to the top of the table.
To be honest, I think we all, thought we'd get that win. We went into the game with a buzz about us, and the atmosphere in the change room was great before the game. And again, it just, we couldn't find the target, and they've caught us on the break a couple of times, and ended up running out comfortable winners.
Jordan Stewart's cross, Steele waits, O'Toole, and the young Irishman for Lloyd Doyley. Now surely Stewart's arriving, and they never saw him coming, and he very nearly nips in to embarrass them. Now Leon, this side is Van Hommel if he wants him, but he's going on all on his own, and he fell into Danny Shitu. Now this is an opportunity for Mackham right away across, and Oduchai has put Barnsley into the lead, and it is oh so simple. Richard Lee going backwards here, and it's in, and Barnsley lead 2-0, and it's Foster, the captain, that's got it. And within a minute of the second half, Barnsley have doubled their lead. And away comes Diego Leon for Barnsley. And he's got there first, this man Mountain, and he's made it 3 Oduchai. And he got past the 2 defenders, and Barnsley are running riot here. Jordan Stewart. McAnuff to the byline, right away across, Henderson over the top. Shitu got up as well. Back in the end, oh, and wide.
We're winners, and you want to win, as do all fans. And I thought that Barnsley was a really despicable performance. You'll say to me, but it would have been all so different if Jordan had put that header in, but he didn't. And when you don't take your chances, there's almost a body language, a negative body language that spreads throughout the team and the fans, where they think, oh God, is this not going to be our day again? And that's exactly what happened, and we didn't have enough resilience or bottle to be able to deal with it.
With just 5 league wins to their name in 2008, Watford were 5th on the grid as the final lap towards Premier League promotion got underway.
Watch out for Shitu, 9 goals this season. It's gone beyond him, and it was somehow kept out, but the follow-up has been forced home, and Watford strike first here at the Hawthorns.
It's a decent ball in, Carly can't come, does well to block it, and they're just following up there.
Stewart leaves the free kick to McAnuff. Shitu trying to get his head onto it. Oh, what a save by Kylie! Magnificent goalkeeping. Long again for Priskin. And the back heeler finds the man that we haven't seen much of. And Smith pulls it back to McAnuff. Chance to make it 2.
Well, should have been 2-0 just before half-time, shouldn't it?
They're lining it up. And it's in! Barnett arrives to head the ball home, and West Bromwich Albion are level. Phillips. How many red shirts are around him, but he looks for Miller. And Morrison. And the goalkeeper has performed miracles. There's another howitzer. Shitu indeed got up. There's a claim for a handball by the Watford fans behind that goal. Mr. Dean waved his hands and said, nothing doing.
Well, here's the hand that comes up. Barnett's hands seem to be there. There's a lot of entanglement there, and definitely it's above his head. He leads with it.
Opponents in the playoffs 2 years ago, and maybe again this season. When these sides met in the autumn, Watford were 18 points clear of Palace. Now the gap is just 4. Smith. 2 waiting. There's McAnuff, who is very close to scoring against his former club. There's the Watford chairman, Graham Simpson, sitting not in the director's box, but in the midst of the rookery end. He says he doesn't want to be a stuffed suit today, he wants purely to be a fan. There's the considerable bulk of Dan Shitu. Dealt with by Hudson, but there's McAnuff! And it's diverted, so that it brushes the side netting on its way behind. Here's Doyley. Henderson. Priskin coming in! Denied by the underside of the bar. Butterfield. O'Toole, it was awkward. It's Paul Eiffel! What a substitution! And what an important goal that could prove to be! In a positive sense for Palace, and in a very negative one for the Hornets of Watford. Morrison, here's Moses. This is neat from Palace, and Moses past Doyley, makes it 2! And that is a terrifically taken goal by Victor Moses.
I think after the Crystal Palace game, we realised we weren't going to get automatic. But then we needed to regroup and say, yeah, OK, there's 2 or 3 games left, and now we're going to get as many points as we can and do really well in the playoffs.
Richard Lee wants to get on with this. It's a huge clearance. Henderson and Priskin trying to make a nuisance of themselves. Here's Smith. Henderson. This flicks it down. McAnuff couldn't find the target. Doyley. As ever, Smith is ready and available. Back to Doyley, who's continued his run. Here's McAnuff, and again a turn without any real great effect. It's Jonathan Forte, who's suddenly found himself behind a Watford defence, and Paul Hayes! What a stunner from Watford's point of view. It's Scunthorpe who take the lead here.
A bank holiday weekend in Blackpool brought the curtain down on the Championship season. The hosts needed a point to secure their safety in the division, while a point for Watford would almost certainly seal a place in the playoffs. It was one of those days.
the final day, and what a big afternoon for both these teams. Radios to the ready. Where's Houlihan to take? McPhee and Burgess! What a start! Barely a minute played, and Big Ben Burgess with a huge goal. McAnuff. Here's Nathan Ellington. Tommy Smith, well saved. Henderson again. Rahupka to the rescue for Blackpool. Outstanding goalkeeping. Always such a nervy day this. So much at stake for so many teams. Oh, was that an arm by Darius Henderson? It was, and he's in trouble here. It's a second yellow. Darius Henderson is off. Hady Boothroyd having words with his skipper John Eustace. They'll have to change their approach. Martin losing out. Here's Tommy Smith. And still Tommy Smith! Oh, how did that creep in? Up goes Ian Evatt, oh, nearly an own goal. Jorgensen, the saviour for Blackpool. Well, the ball has disappeared and neither team wants it back. A point will suit them both perfectly. And there's the whistle.
We'll never lie down, and we're going to fight till the end, and we've done that today. And you know, it's a bit of a lottery now in the playoffs, but you know, form goes out the window, which is probably a good thing for us. And you never know what's going to happen.
We wanted to go up in the top two, and we give ourselves a great chance of going up in the top two. And you know, for one reason or another, our form has faltered. But we need to make sure we finish off the season in a horseshoe fashion, if you want. Started on a high, finish on a high, and nobody will ever remember the bit in the middle if we can do that.
The clear daylight between Watford and the rest had long since disappeared. They'd made the playoffs with just a single goal separating them from Wolves.
McAnuff will take the corner he won. Right into the mix there. Shitu! Watford have the start they dreamed of, or do they? Ruled out. Danny Shitu climbing his way to the ball, so Watford denied the goal they thought they had.
It's a lovely ball in, the goalkeeper can't come, and that's not a foul for me. What has the referee seen there? That's a clean header, unless it is Bromby in front of the goalkeeper.
Shitu got in the way of Sadler here, and here is Fraser Campbell for Hull City. Great comeback! Oh, Nicky Barmby! Nicky Barmby scores for Hull City, who lead at Watford. Barmby, he's in space. Dawson with the overlap. Doyley scrabbling to get back. Fraser Campbell in the middle, gets the touch. Came off the defender, Bromby, but finally it is finished off by Dean Windass. And that is a big goal in many, many ways. His 200th in English football, and it doubles Hull City's lead and their grasp on this semi-final. Smith will cooperate a little deep to not any time on the ball. McAnuff, his time on the ball inevitably has been menacing this afternoon. Can he keep that going? That's a crack, and that was a wonderful shot, but an even better save as it's tipped over by Mile. Tommy Smith, still going, it's Tommy Smith! Tipped over again, not for the first time this afternoon. McAnuff couldn't keep hold of it, Shitu can. Quick feet from the big man. Danny Shitu, Sadler! Oh, what a save! That is an astonishing save from Meyer.
Unbelievable save.
Muscled by Garcia, a flashpoint, players pile in, a little bit of pushing and shoving as well. The referee Kevin Friend backs off away from it to get a vantage point. A red card, and John Eustace has been sent off, the Watford captain, and a bad afternoon for Watford. has just got a whole lot worse.
We scored a goal that was a perfectly legal goal. We had a player sent off that was a mainstay in your team, and then you lose a player through injury that's a mainstay in your team. You know, Dan's hamstring will be a 6 week to 7 weeks job. So that is disappointing. You will know, people will know, I don't make excuses. And we didn't mark and made silly mistakes. Put 2 goals down, and when it's 2 goals down, you're on an uphill task.
For all the time they spent at the Championship summit, it all comes down to 90 minutes here, and they have given their hosts a 2-goal start. Big job. Is it an impossible job? Well, we will find out. Well, we've had it all, haven't we? Disallowed goal, coaches sent to the stands, red cards given an overturn. And there is the beneficiary of the rescinded red card, John Eustace, able to renew hostilities in the midfield. Eustace. McAnuff, first chance for him to run and to shoot. Blocked away by Turner. Comes for Henderson. Great combination. Henderson scores! Now this is a tie that is wide open.
Exactly what they wanted. Lovely little bit of interplay. And there's Henderson.
Bromley got the better of wins. Powered forward by Dawson. The merit underneath it. It's not clear though. Thought about coming Lee. It's over the top and it's in! Hull City restore that 2-goal buffer. It's Nicky Barbie again. Smith. Oh, what an effort. Very nearly an immediate impact from Thomas Briskin. Come forward, Foley! Well, that's that! Hull can build that road to Wembley! Here's Garcia to really crowd it. Garcia! To recover, Fagan not going to let him. Boland takes up position in the middle. Here comes Doyle, could be another deflected, here's another!
Deeply disappointed, gutted would be a better word, because I want to win, and I want to win for the fans, for the players, for everybody connected with the club. But the bottom line is that we weren't good enough this year. We should have done it and we didn't. But next year we'll crack on again with the lessons learned and another year of experience and with some new players.